Hi, Celeste Cuffey here with Life Empower Consulting Services, where our mission is to reach, empower, and motivate others to access and utilize their God-given talents and skills, building better families, companies, and communities. Thank you so much for spending time with me on today. We are here for our 15 minutes of living life empowered. So I want to start off this 15 minutes by sharing with you a short story. Over the last couple of weeks, it's kind of been a whirlwind. I've had 2 godchildren graduate. I'm so excited. I was able to go to the Milwaukee Urban League's Black and White Ball and see Sheila E. live, and she was absolutely phenomenal. But during this week, during these last couple of weeks and all of my adventures, my husband and I, we were driving down the street and he wanted to show me something on his phone. And as he handed me his phone, and I just want to pull mine up, and he gave it to me to view, the first thing that I had to do was pull it all the way back so that I could focus in and see what he was trying to share with me. So what is this life empowered moment for this week? It is that your truth can change. So absolutely, I believe I've had phenomenal eyesight my entire life. I've been able to see things very clearly, see in the dark, see in the light. I can refocus and I can do all kinds of wonderful things with my eyes, just visually so. Now, here's what's funny. I'm actually legally blind in my left eye. So when you watch the videos, if you've ever noticed a little wandering, yeah, I have no control over that. However, I still have fantastic vision. Well, I used to have fantastic vision. Now I just have really good vision. But what does that mean? That means that your truth can change. What was true for me 10 years ago, what was true for me 5 years ago, what was true for me, a year ago is not the same truth as today. And that's okay. So when you think about your life and when you think about all the things that have happened over time, there might be parts of your life that you are not proud of. There might be parts of your life that you wish you didn't do or you wish did not happen. But although they may be true, they can certainly change. So I think about drug addicts, those who were addicted to drugs, those that were addicted to alcohol, those that were just doing things that were contrary to what we would consider acceptable forms of behavior, even gambling addictions, all of these things that people used to do. At some point in time, that may have been their truth. But thank God for growth. Thank God for change. And that's what I want to talk about today. It is absolutely okay to grow. It is absolutely okay to evolve. It's absolutely okay to change. Now, the examples that are cited, those are definitely more negative, maybe feels a little harsh. But what about some of us that are just stuck in our ways because this is the way we've always done it? Think about your professional career, and maybe when you started, or maybe like when I started in high school, we used a typewriter. Even my first corporate job, we got things done using a typewriter, and now they're computers. Who's still saying that's the way we've always done it with the computer? Do you remember the little whiteout sticks or the little slits of paper that you could slide into the typewriter to make the corrections? Is there someone still saying that's the way we always did it and that's the way I want to continue doing it? And that, oh my goodness, that's such a vivid example and a great visual of how things change. And it's okay. It's okay to find a better way to do things. It's okay to find a better avenue, a more efficient avenue of doing things and accomplishing your goals. And so the first thing that I want to share with you as we're talking about the truth can change, it's okay for your truth to change. It's okay that although you've done it this way for so long, it's okay to do it different. It's okay of trying another way to achieve your goal. What if you drove one particular way to work every single day, but now there's road construction? But you still have to get to work. You still have to accomplish the task. So what do? You figure out another way. You go another way. And sometimes there aren't always great detour signs. There was a time when there was no GPS. I don't know how people made it around the U.S. without GPS, but they did it. And if they could do it, surely we can. But we just have to be confident enough in ourselves to know and to believe that we can navigate the changes. All changes aren't bad changes. Today, I went to a luncheon and it was hilarious because I got to the luncheon and I saw the salad, and the salad was so green and it was so vibrant and it looked so delicious. I could not wait to get some. But then I had to ask myself, does it look like this because it's really great salad, or does it look like this because I have on glasses and I can actually see it now? And sometimes we're losing out. We're losing the color and the vibrancy of life because we're refusing to change. We're refusing to put on the glasses that allow us to see a little bit better. And in some cases, a lot better. So I want you to know, though, that it is okay for your truth to change. My truth was I saw perfectly 10 years ago. Today, my truth is something completely different. 10 years ago, my truth was I thought that I was going to work in corporate America my entire life. My truth today is something completely different. I'm enjoying being an entrepreneur. I'm enjoying servicing people everywhere. This is the truth, and it's still my truth. It just changed. And there's nothing wrong with that. The other thing that I want you to know, sometimes we hold tight to what we knew to be true because it will cause us to call out, to address, to have to deal with some things in our history and in our past. And if you've followed me, if you've watched my videos, you absolutely know we often talk about forgiveness. We often talk about healing. But I want to remind you today, even though your truth has changed, forgiveness is also for you. So it's okay to shift. We don't have to carry the guilt of the change. We don't have to even carry the guilt of the poor behavior. We've done something about it. So let's celebrate that. And so those are the two things I really wanted you to know about a changing truth. One, it's okay to change. And two, forgiveness is for you. Let's move forward. It's perfectly okay. And so now I want to share with you a couple more things. I was watching Tyra Banks, and one of the things that she talked about is if you have a challenge, if you have an issue, and, she's all about, body image, positive self-image, self-concept, and absolutely right. But she said you either fix it or you flaunt it. And that's what we're talking about when we talk about being able to forgive ourselves. That's what we're talking about when we're talking about our truth changing. If we know it's a problem, let's fix it. But if we're not going to fix it, if we're going to be okay with the way that it is, then let's flaunt it. Let's be confident in who we are, right where we are. And so she says, let's fix it or flaunt it. The other thing that I want you to know is that it's difficult to fix something when you're not aware of what the issue is. And understand that everything isn't an issue. But when we become aware, and when I say everything isn't an issue, I mean it's not a negative, it's not a problem. But just like these glasses, I can see fine, but I can see so much better with these glasses on. I can see so much more clear with these glasses on. And so we have to be aware and be willing to adjust accordingly, because then we can either fix it or we can flaunt it. And then the next thing I want you to know is this right here. When we grow, and I mentioned it earlier, I just want to reiterate, when we grow, when we change, when we evolve, when we come into a new truth, let's celebrate it. Sometimes, and I hate to say people, because it's not always people, sometimes it's us. We beat ourselves up because we used to do something, because we used to make bad decisions. Sometimes we simply didn't know what we didn't know. We just didn't know. And so at the point of awareness, and then adjustments, and then fixing, and then flaunting, now let's just celebrate. We've gotten there. We've gotten better. You know, in the church world, they say the things that I used to do, I don't do anymore. We have to get to that point that we can celebrate that while I may not be where I want to be, boy, oh boy, am I glad that I'm not where I used to be. And it's still my truth. I'm still better today. I'm wiser today. Why? Because I acknowledged it. I adjusted. I was okay with it. I embraced it. And I made changes. And so now I am in celebration. And guess what? Celebrating doesn't mean that I'm done. It doesn't mean that the journey is over. It just means that I acknowledge my own growth and development. It just means that I'm celebrating that I at least am aware. I always say awareness is half the battle. Now, what are we going to do? And the fact that you are, one, aware, and two, you're willing and you're working actively to do something about it, that's celebration. So I thank you for taking time with me on today to talk about your truth and the fact that your truth can change. I want you to know that it can change and it's okay. And once you do those things, you acknowledge, you are aware, you adjust, you fix, you flaunt, celebrate, because you are worthy of celebration. Now, just a couple more things. As you know, Life in Power Consulting Services. We do have our own location, 8330 North Tatonia, Suite 104. Feel free to go to my website, www.celestecoffee.com. Look for training sessions. Look for more development. I also do not only individual but group coaching. So also feel free to give me a call at 414-939-5327. I do thank you so much for your time, and I do encourage you to live life empowered. Take care. Goodbye.